July 11th is when it all begins. The Celtics will play the Grizzlies at 4 p.m. Eastern time in Vegas. They'll play the Knicks, the Heat, and the Lakers, and then Game 5's TBD at this point. But overall, what are your expectations from this Summer League roster for the Celtics?
Well, if you're thinking about finding pieces to your NBA championship building team, this ain't the place to be. Summer League is not about that life. Summer League is, I mean, it's in many, many respects, it's kind of like a structured pickup game. There are things that you will see in Summer League that you will not see in NBA games. If a guy has a 3-on-1 break, he's usually looking to give it to one of his teammates and set them up. Summer League, nah, he's trying to get to the cup. He's trying to get his points, his buckets. That being said, for the Celtics, I'm looking to see, I really want to see Hugo. I really, and even if he doesn't play a lot of minutes, I still want to see him play. The Williams kid, second round pick, I'm curious to see what he can do. Because the Celtics, one of the cool things about the way they're structured this year is that there's so many opportunities for guys to make an impression, a favorable impression in Summer League, and position themselves to possibly be with this team when the season starts. So it'll be interesting to see whether guys can kind of figure out how to stand out for all the right reasons, as opposed to standing out for what most guys in Summer League stand out for, which is shot chucking, brick laying, trying to do more than they should out there on the floor. Let's see who can let the game kind of come to them and show that they, frankly, have a place in this league.
Yeah, I agree with Sherrod. Unfortunately, that I'm looking forward to the draft picks. Max Shugla, that's the guy that from the shooter, the last pick of the draft. Amari Williams, the kid from Kentucky, and then Ugo Gonzalez. Take out the H for, if you want to sound like a American, say Hugo, but it's not Hugo, it's Ugo Gonzalez. I'm excited to see. I'm glad he's playing in Summer League. Let's see. I don't know if he's going to play in all 4 games or 5 games, but let's see what he does in the first couple of games for the Celtics. And a guy that I reported is going to be playing, Kenneth Lofton Jr., big guy.
I was waiting for you to bring up big fella, Gary. Yeah, I purposely did not put his name in my mouth.
Playing. Stop it. Sometimes you just keep forgetting. Don't do that. I didn't do that because I wanted you to come up with it.
Gary, he's Gary. Wow, that's literally the only interesting player on the Summer League team. Let's be real.
When somebody else come up with a good idea, see, I thought of that, but I wanted
I just want to give you credit.
Yeah, I wanted you to think of it first.
Already. You credit for having a good
your mind.
This is what we get,
you can rack your mind. Come on, Sherrod. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this. It was your idea, Sherrod. You're right. You didn't say nothing. Way to go. Here we go. It's thirsty time. It's thirsty time.
Derailing so early. We're 5 minutes in.
It was your story, Gary. I'm giving you the dime. I'm dropping the dime to you.
Oh, there we go. So anyway, I'm looking forward to Kenneth Lofton to see if he can make his way to training camp. He's only 22 years old. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. That's everybody's been asking. Someone from the Celtics was like, well, he's on this team, but, if you really, it's not that big of a deal. And I was like, when I post this, there's going to be days of discussions about him and whether he can even start for the Celtics. Because to be funny, but this is going to be a big deal. And it was. And my social media page was back and forth of debates about Kenneth Lofton Jr. So let's hope that he's in good condition, good shape, and can make an impact out there. And they can, they're not a high-profile team. They're playing 3 of their 4 games in the small gym. When you don't play in the big gym, that shows you what the league thinks of your Summer League team.
You're on the JV.
Yeah, basically the JV floor, the Cox Pavilion floor.
At Summer Leagues.
They play 1 game in Thomas and Mack, and that's against the Lakers.
The Lakers?
Yeah. So you would so we'll see. Under the radar, Matt Reynolds is the coach. We all like Matt's a good guy. We'll see what they can do in terms of, let's be honest, winning some games, playing together. Let's see what Jordan Walsh has. He should be dominating this. That's another thing I'm looking for. Jordan Walsh, we need you to dominate Summer League. You're in your third year. This is your last year of Summer League. It should be. If you're going 4 and 5 years of Summer League, that's a problem. So you should be one of the best players on the floor at any game. Maybe if you're playing Cooper Flag and them, maybe not. But you should be the best player on the floor at most of the times in your third Summer League. I want to see Jordan develop. Last year he struggled. He didn't play with the confidence. And I need to see more out of Jordan Walsh. Let's see, okay, Jordan, it's your time. This is your third. Okay, Jordan, let's do this. He needs to be a contributor this year.
Well, you lead into our next conversation very smoothly. All that being said, looking at this roster, who actually has the best shot of playing in the regular season next year?
Who you got, Gary?
I'm going to say Baylor's Shireman. He's going to be there too. Baylor's in his second year. He had a good last 20, 25 games. He got Joe's trust. So I think he should make that natural transition. He's playing for being that 8th or 9th slot, right? Because you look at the starting 5, if they keep Anthony Simons, and we don't know about guys like Georges Niang, if he's going to be on this team. But if you look at, Hauser, we'll see what happens by October. But Shireman's going to be a guy who could get 7th or 8th man, who could be part of that second unit. And this is the first step for him to prove, hey, I'm worthy of those minutes. I can play defense like my hair's on fire. I can knock down the 3. I can be that productive player that can contribute to an NBA team. He's not a young guy. He's going on 25. So it's his time, and he needs to have an impression. So I'm picking him as to be the most likely to make a contribution to this season on this team.
I'm gonna roll the dice and go with Jordan Walsh. I like this dude. I don't like what I've seen out of him so far, but I do like his upside. I do like his potential. I do think that he doesn't even have to become a great shooter. Become a 3D guy. I mean, if he can get to the point where he can start knocking down the corner 3 with some semblance of consistency, he's going to play. He'll have a role because he's a better defender than Baylor. And that is going to, I think, give him a chance to set himself apart from the rest. Because the Celtics, they got a bunch of guys who can shoot the ball. We know that. Even with the players who aren't going to be with them going forward, guys like Porzingis, guys like Drew Holiday, they still have more than enough guys who can knock down shots. But do they have wing defenders? Do they have guys that can play at the other end of the floor that can conversely play that well there and give you a little bit of juice at the offensive end? I think this is going to be the summer for Jordan to break through and show that he is more than, just a guy that's just running around playing good defense every now and then. And remember, Jordan is a pretty young guy when he came into the league. So really, he's at a point, I think, from a maturation standpoint to where I think his skills, his experience, and I think his ability to execute what they're looking for, I think is all going to come together much closer now than it did last year. And he's going to be a guy that's going to contribute not only in Summer League, but also in the regular season as that 7, 8, 9th man kind of guy.
That makes sense. Before we move on, though, for those of you that are listening, we want to ask that you subscribe to the podcast, leave a review. And for those that are watching the show on CLNS, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Celtics All Access YouTube channel, where you can find our show and a lot of great other Celtics content